interest in D&D on this here stream. I'm a forever DM. We play every Saturday, every single week except for last. I was sick this last week, but every single Saturday, forever and ever. We're coming near the tail end of our campaign. I wouldn't say like the tail end. We're in the final act of the campaign, essentially, or the final stretch. And we're looking for, are we gonna switch systems? Who knows? But I don't know, man. I don't know if I can switch to D&D if it's woke. Luckily, Fox News correspondent Courtney O'Brien has written an article to warn us of the coming Dungeons & Dragons woke controversy, I guess. Rule changes over identity. This just came out the other day. The driver escapes as pair sets taxi on fire. Look at this. Nothing to do with what you're writing. They just want to scare you on Fox News. Look at this. More fires. Races are now species in the beloved game Dungeons & Dragons, which recently marked its 50th anniversary, irking some loyal fans. I don't really care. Species actually is more accurate, by the way. Although they can interbreed, but, it's a humanoid thing. Some character traits have been divorced from biological identity. A mountain dwarf is no longer inherently brawny and durable. A high elf no longer intelligent and dexterous by definition. This makes a lot of sense. In Wizards of the Coast, the Dungeons & Dragons publisher owned by Hasbro, who sucks, has endorsed a trend throughout role-playing games in which the players are empowered to halt the proceedings if they ever feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that's so woke, dude. Hey, if you feel uncomfortable, you have to keep playing a game that you don't want to play, Like, I don't really think that's quality disagreements to have. I have D&D books. I have the example that they're talking about. So in the player's handbook, the races section and racial traits and like the dwarf, you can have bold and hearty dwarves, but maybe you want your dwarf to be like frail, and maybe he's a wizard because he has chronic health issues from being in the mines, and it's just not good for him. He's got mine fever or something. That's cool. So then you don't have to have strength just naturally increasing. I guess that'd be a mountain dwarf, but con +2. Your con, like if you don't want that for your dwarf, if you want to do different things, all they're doing is making your RPG number not tied to your race, and instead they're tying traits, much like you see here, like Dark Vision and Dwarven Resilient. They're tying traits to being a dwarf or an elf or something, rather than like actual like your biology, because we all know that like everybody is sort of born different, even if you're from like particular stock or whatever. Like it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a certain way. It's just the RPG number. That's it. That's the whole thing. The company also now suggests that extended Dungeons & Dragons campaigns begin with sessions allowing the players to lay out their expectations and which topics they wish to avoid, which could include sexual assault or drug use, the Time writes. Yeah. So that sounds fine. What they're trying to do here is put up a signal flare, not only current players, but potential future players, that this game is a safe, inclusive, thoughtful, and sensitive approach to fantasy storytelling. And also, like, the wokies also tell fucked up stories. And so if you do consent to it, like, strap your balls in, because you're about to have some fucked up shit happen in your D&D campaign, right? So, but if someone's like, I guess I don't know why you would roleplay sexual assault anyway. I certainly wouldn't at my fucking table. But, like, there's maybe drug use is another example. We do drugs at our table for sure. In reality and also in the roleplay setting, because, we smoke some weed sometimes. But, like, if someone didn't want to do that, it would be fine with me, and I would just not. The only thing I could think of is, like, a recovering alcoholic, hey, let's not get drunk in a game all the time. Or, recovering fucking heroin addict or, meth addict or, someone that's addicted to something hard that wants to play D&D with you. Hey, maybe don't bring up that specific thing. Seems normal. Chris Pine is here because he was in a Dungeons & Dragons movie once. There we go. Chris Pine, everybody. The D&D movie is really good if you haven't seen it. I think it's on Prime right now. But some gamers are frustrated It's an unnecessary thing, says Bob Kuntz. I didn't make that up. His name's Bob Kuntz. An attempt to make something. If the word race is bad, what the fuck off? As if the word race is bad. They're just changing it because it doesn't really apply. I would say that they're treated as different species, especially like when you get into like human dragonborn gnome type stuff. Also, this guy, who is this fucking guy? Darren Kent? Did he do something to his? Is this just the way it looks like he lightly shaved this half and didn't shave this half as much? I don't know. Anyway, Wizards of the Coast executives defend the new rules by saying players desire greater leeway in creating their characters, but some have slammed it as an attempt at a more inclusive game that some argue comes at the expense of the game's authenticity. Here's the deal. If you're not a Wokey and you want to have races in your D&D campaign, guess what, buddy? Do it. Go for it. You saw, I just put this up here. This is the PHB. You have it right here. You just use this game. They have it. You don't even have to. You can use a different fucking game altogether. You could homebrew this, and I do, by the way, because I don't give a shit. I undid this as a homebrew, not for a woke reason, but because people just wanted their characters to be different than this, you know? It wasn't even woke. Maybe I'm just post-woke. I'm so post-woke I take woke actions without realizing it. Why am I seeing BlackRock shit right here? What the fuck? It's just a random... See, this Fox News. Random fucking link in the middle of their article that sounds scary or something. And your boomer parents are fucked if they go on the internet or if they watch TV. It's just over for them. In an X thread about the new Wizards of the Coast Player's Handbook and Dungeon Master's Guide that analyzed D&D's original in the 1970s, users blasted Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro for distancing themselves from the game's original creators. No one really cared. That was just some anti-woke guys like this guy, I guess. Had to see it for myself. It's true. The new edition of the D&D Dungeon Master's Guide encourages players to raise their arms in an X if they are triggered by any in-game content, such as raising the arms in an X or making a palm to stop. Well, because a lot of people play online, and so you just do it for your camera, your like webcam, so you don't have to have like an out-of-character moment or something. It's more like a safe word, just to stop the role play. I mean, it's fine. It rarely happens if you have like a normal game. Yeah, man. I don't think I've ever had it happen. What the fuck? Musk simply replied. WTF? Yeah. So D&D happens in your head. It happens inside of your head. So you can just do it. Is this Grums? Or are you saying there's a Grums mess? No, it's down here. Mark Kern, a former team lead of World of War, quite former. Emphasis on the former part. Describes an inclusion-focused narrative and consultation company working towards diversifying and enriching the video game industry. There is a coordinated effort to insert diversity politics into games by all parties involved. What are you talking about? Not diversity politics in my fantasy game with fantasy races. Do you guys know that you could be like a dragon? You can be a fucking dragon, dude. You can be an elf. I think the Dragonborns are in the second category, which is weird, right? They have like the core sort of races, and then they have like, whoa, check out these other crazy, like human, and then back to Dragonborn. You know what I mean? No diversity in my fucking game. It's just like, what do you mean no diversity? Diversity is like literally all what Dungeons and Dragons is about, because you want to experience a diverse array of things. The tiefling? How many tiefling lovers? Lots. Fox News comment section. I've never even tried to read this. I played until my mid to late 20s. My friends and I were all about our weekend games. Used to go for days sometimes. I just passed down all my 3rd edition stuff to my kids, and I'm 49 now. They prefer it to the current rules. Oh shit, I clicked on it. I wish I still had people to play with. I might have kept at it. I guess I have to click that to see my wish. Darts at the bar, probably. Wish I still had friends. The trick is finding group of friend instances. He can't. I get very uncomfortable when I'm in the low rent areas on the Monopoly board. Maybe they can do something about that. Wow, dude. Sick fucking Fox News burn. By the way, the pores, aren't they scary? No, man. You know what's scary? Corporations being allowed to deny you health care. Can we convince the American public that they're cucked? Like, hey, by the way, guys, you are allowing a corporation to decide if you get health care. What? They're idiots. They're fucking idiots. There's no helping them.